Okay, we are back at the end of week 2 with our mixed Jasper and rose quartz, and we are going to go ahead and dump them out and rinse them off and see what we've got. Okay, we've got the Jasper, the mixed Jasper.
This is so small.
Yep, that's the ceramic media that we put in there. Can you put some water in here? There's still some rocks left. Okay, so we've dumped everything out, and I think that there might have been like a corner where nothing was moving. Maybe it was packed in too tightly, because you can see clearly some of that right there. That coarse grit is just kind of stuck to the sides, like it never got mixed in with the slurry. I'm not really sure, but it is like that on a few of them. Wonder if we put too much of the ceramic media in and it just maybe was slightly overfilled, because that is clearly not mixed in. We're gonna go ahead and give the rest of these a rinse and take a look at them. All right, so we went ahead and rinsed everything off. I was gonna see if these were any closer to moving on to medium this week. I'm not specifically looking for super smooth edges and things like that, but I am noticing a lot of extra texture on some of them still, and so we're gonna go ahead and put them back in coarse. It might not have been this way had I really think that maybe parts of that coarse grit got stuck in there and somehow not mixed in, and also there's some just kind of divots in there that I think we can work out with that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pop these back into coarse grit. They are really beautiful. There's one here that I really was liking how, right over here, how it's kind of this pinkish, and then it's on red on the other side. So yeah, the mixed Jasper is looking great. We're gonna go ahead.
It should be turning off there too.
I don't know if that one will.
No, look, mine. This I am.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just give the grit or the coarse media. I really love this one. I hope that in the other 2 pounds we have that we find more of these. We're gonna go ahead and give a good rinse to the ceramic media, and probably just put all of the same ceramic media back in and see if we can avoid adding more, and if that's enough, we'll just go ahead and just do that and put it back in with another 3 ounces of coarse grit. Okay, so after we went ahead and put this back in there and we kind of threw some of the media in along the way, that I think it's full enough at this point, so we're gonna just leave the rest. It's not very much. We're gonna leave the rest of that out on this batch, and yeah, so now we're gonna come back to you with the rose quartz in here. All right, so Nadia is gonna go ahead and carefully pour our rose quartz into the strainer. Go ahead. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, it's like the sludge of it kind of gets stuck in the bottom. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and get the rest of this emptied out into there, and we'll see what's going on with it. It's definitely got some of the coarse media down in there, and the sludge of it is in there. When we filled these, we put the ceramic media on top. So it moved around some. Alright, before we go ahead and, just wait 1 second. Before we go ahead and rinse it off, I did find a lot of that extra grit in that section on the bottom. I'm wondering if we didn't use enough water. I'm trying to be relatively conservative with the water usage, just because we don't want the rocks to just be swimming in the grit slurry either. Otherwise they won't do anything. But yeah, I'll go ahead and it's possible again that I just put too much ceramic media in there, so once it got moving, it just kind of got wedged down there. Yeah. Alright, so we went ahead and rinsed it off. It is definitely going to need another week in coarse, but I think that I think that it was going to need it anyways, regardless of... I see a lot of grit still stuck up in there. I don't know if the camera will focus.
Everything got mixed inside the whole rock.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful. I really love the look of this rose quartz. I am concerned some of this rose quartz is very white. And I don't know if that means that it wasn't rose quartz initially, or if possibly the supplier had left it somehow in the sun for a while. I know rose quartz can fade in the sun. So I don't know if... I actually don't know that much about rose quartz, so I'm not really sure. It's not like a pink rose quartz that I expected. Maybe it will look better after the final polish, but if any of you guys know what might cause it to look more white at this stage, your knowledge is very appreciated, because there's a lot of white chunks, and I don't know if that just means it's a different type of quartz. I can't imagine why a supplier would leave it out in the sun for such a long time that it would do that. It would take a long time to fade it. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and fill this back up and put this one in quartz for another week as well. And again, this time we're going to stop just shy of putting all of the ceramic media back in there. I think there was probably about that many from the Jasper, and so... yeah, I think that that's probably good. It gives us about 3/4, 2/3 full. So we're going to go ahead and put another 3 ounces of coarse grit in here, and we will be back after that. Alright, so we've got our 3 ounces of grit in this one. Do you want to go ahead and pour the water in?
Sure.
Okay. And I'll tell you when to stop. Okay. Ooh, that's enough. That's quite a bit more than I think we wanted.
Whoever can't get it out.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's gonna have a lot more water in it now. Actually, I think now that we've got that extra water, we'll probably add in a little bit of that extra ceramic media.
Yeah.
Just to make up that space. So yeah, there is the Jasper. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cover these up, throw them back on the tumbler, and we will check back in with you next week at the end of week 3. Alright, do you want to plug it in?
Sure.
Perfect. And there they go. Just takes a moment. We have kind of adjusted our setup a little bit. We have a shelf up here, which is just a 6-inch board that it has some of these hooks underneath, and we've got all of the rest of our grits and polishes there, and then I grabbed some extra scoops that would be usable, and so yeah. And this shelf is probably not going to stay here. It's just a shelf that we had in our garage, and we're currently cleaning up in the garage a bit to try and organize it better, and so I set it there for the time being. Okay, get off the table. We also went ahead and got a scale for our rock tumbling. Alright, so our background maybe has changed slightly. Oh, I'm so sweaty. Changed slightly just because we are, like I said, cleaning up in the garage, and we're trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. That'll probably be gone next week. We just got to get rid of some stuff. But yeah, that was the second week down for the Rock Diaries. So if you would like to see more of our tumbling adventures and other rock related stuff, you can subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, the Rock Diaries, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. We're gonna do a kind of tour of Nadia's little rock collection in the near future. And then we've been trying to get out to some like local little rivers in the parks around us, and it's been kind of flooded over lately because we live in a reservoir, so we were not able to go when we went out, and we were not able to actually get to the river, not even close to it, because the roads were all flooded over. So we got as close as we could and then had to walk back. So it was a little bit of a disappointing trip, and I might include some of the footage of that at the end here just for fun, but we didn't actually get to look for any rocks. So anything you want to say?
Bye-bye.
Turn around, don't drown, Nadia.
Why?
You don't want to go into the water if you don't know how deep it is. You can figure it out. There's no reason to get you really wet and dirty right now.